COVID's still very much wreaking havoc on personal freedom, and now it's happening to hospital workers. Staffing shortages are so bad, a Wisconsin healthcare system practically held employees leaving for new jobs against their will. Their company, ThedaCare, said the workers could leave once they found replacements. ThedaCare even sued the workers' new employer. This week, a judge lifted that order, setting those workers free. So is this what it's coming down to? Hospitals turning their staff into indentured servants? Here with me now, a potential 2024 Libertarian Party presidential candidate. It is Spike Cohen. Welcome back.
Thank you, Kennedy. Thank you for having me on.
This is a crazy story. These were at-will workers. These were not contract employees. Yep. They all found work at a different healthcare system. They went back to ThedaCare and said, hey, you know, we've got better hours. We've got higher pay. Can you match it? And ThedaCare said no. So how did a judge rule that they were forced to continue working for an employer who clearly didn't want them?
Well, the short answer is that government's out of control.
Yes.
Like you said, these workers were at will. They were not under contract. They even gave, not that they had to, but they even gave ThedaCare the option to make a counteroffer and try to retain them. And ThedaCare declined and said, no, we don't think it's worth the extra cost of paying you more. And I think the reason they declined was because they decided that they were going to go to court and force these, or attempt to force these employees to continue to work for them. Now, let's be very clear about this. This is a blatant violation of the 13th Amendment. If this sounds like slavery or involuntary servitude, it's because it is.
Yes.
This is blatantly an overreach by both ThedaCare and by the government, by the judge that even temporarily ordered this. Now, thankfully, it's been lifted, but the fact that we're even talking about that this was even temporarily issued is chilling, and we need to talk about why it happened.
And, you know, you've got the federal government saying all workers must be vaccinated. You've got workers who've been on the front line for, going on 3 years now, their third year of the pandemic, and they know what they're up against. They see what the virus does. They have exercised their medical freedom. They have been fired. So the government has created a worker shortage. They've militarized hospitals, in some cases sending in the National Guard, but you can't do that everywhere. So this is government created and government exacerbated with the judge. I'm glad the order was lifted because this is insane, but this is also what happens in countries that libertarians have been railing against for years.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, we can look at the certificate of need laws and other laws that have greatly restricted the capacity for healthcare. We can look at the vaccine mandate, which led to this worker shortage or helped contribute to the worker shortage, which, by the way, is so bad that now employers, hospitals are now telling their vaccinated workers who have active COVID infections that they can come back to work while they're infected as long as their symptoms aren't too bad, for the public health. And then we could even look at the fact that, for example, the reason that a judge that is this out of control can act this way as lawlessly as they can is because of the immunity that judges have. But really, this all comes down to something much more basic. We have decided, or our government has decided, that individual rights can and should be trumped anytime that the public good trumps that need. And more importantly, that public good needs to be decided by politicians, judges, and regulatory agencies who are completely immune from the consequences of their actions, even when they break the law. And that's what's led to this kind of nonsense.
And, we have to put a stop to it. Your presidency, it will do that. It's going to be a hell of a fight, but it looks like you're the man for the job. Spike Cohen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kennedy. I appreciate it.